day 3 for May being Mental Health Awareness Day, or month, sorry, not day. And I just popped on. I'm going to cook an easy version of tortilla soup. So if anybody likes to tortilla soup, I can't even talk, then this is a really easy way to make it. The first thing I'm going to do is I have these corn tortillas. I'm going to chop these into strips. So that's my very first thing that I'm going to do. I'm going to use my handy dandy little chopper. And we're just going to cut them into strips. Cut them. And these I'm going to air fry these so they'll be crispy to go on top of the soup. As you can see, I just kind of chopped them kind of just in strips. I'm then going to put them in the Ziploc bag. Put these in the Ziploc bag. Pulled apart. We're going to make sure they're all split apart. So if they didn't cut good enough, we want to just make sure we pull them apart so they're actually in strips. Seems good right there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little olive oil. I'm going to put a little olive oil in there and some salt and pepper and lime. And so here goes the olive oil first. Just want to make sure you coat them pretty good with the olive oil. That way they fry better. And then I have some lime juice. I'm going to put the lime juice in there. And then on top of that, I'm going to take my salt and put salt in there. So there we go for that. And we're going to close them up and we're going to shake them up so they can get fully coated with that olive oil. And then once we do that, we'll set them to the side. We're going to just shake them up. Make sure they get nice and coated. Okay, so we'll put those to the side for now. The next step, so usually when I make tortilla soup, it's when we've made like tacos or fajitas or something like that, and I have extra meat left, then I'll make a tortilla soup out of it. So the next thing we're going to do, I got this little pot right here, so we're going to put some olive oil in the pot. Hi, how you doing? So we're going to put some olive oil in the pot. Not much, just enough to saute what we need to saute. Let me see if I can find my little spoon that I have. Okay. So minced garlic. I never chop garlic. I don't care for it, so I don't usually chop it. So we're going to put about this kind of spoonful of garlic in there. We are going to cut the burner on to about 4. And we're going to allow that to get a little fragrant. So we're going to allow that to cook in the pot a minute. And I actually have enough to make a bigger pot than this, but I don't want that much leftovers. Usually what I'll do is we'll have tortilla soup tonight for dinner, and then the leftovers of the tortilla soup, I'll drain the liquid off of it, and then I make quesadillas with it as well. And so we got the garlic now in the pot. It's going to go ahead and saute for a minute. And again, we just want to make sure we got these pretty coated with olive oil so they get crunchy. And these will go on top of the soup. So we got that going. Once that gets a little fragrant, then I'm going to put some onions, peppers, red peppers, and green peppers. I'm going to put those in there as well. And then I'm going to put one of these, the bouillon, the tomato bouillon with chicken flavor. I'm going to add one of those cubes to it as well. So, then here's the cilantro we'll be putting in there. Let's see what we got going on. This is a really easy, quick meal if you have leftovers. It's just something that's really easy and quick. Let's stir this a little bit. I don't get stuck. We're going to stir the garlic. Okay, I smell the garlic cooking. So the next step is going to be to dump the peppers and onions in there. Nice, and we'll let those kind of get a little bit soft before we move on to the next thing. Let's step away for 1 second. Hi, how you doing? Okay. So we're just gonna allow these to kind of cook down a little bit. So they're nice and colorful in the pot. So we'll allow those to cook. Just a couple minutes. Just a couple minutes. And then we're going to throw the bouillon cube in there as well. So we'll just throw it in there now. And so what I include in it is I include black beans. I do black beans, rice, chicken, and tomatoes along with this stuff. And I season it with the chicken broth. So I don't actually use any water for it. I just use the straight chicken broth. So we'll just let these things get soft a bit and put the lid on so it can soften. And how you doing? And so, like I said in the beginning, this is day 3 of Mental Health Awareness Month. So it's definitely good to be aware of your mental health, be aware of how you're feeling, and do things for yourself that are going to make you feel a little better. Whether it's go outside, like for me, going outside and getting sun is really, it makes me feel so much better. Even though sometimes it's hard for me to get out the door because I've, like made so many reasons why I don't need to go outside. But once I get out there, it's always beneficial. I always feel so much better once I get in. I'm going to put some lime in here with these veggies that are cooking down. Put some lime, and then we'll put a lemon as well. I'm going to put some lemon juice. You can use actual lemons and limes, but I hate cutting them, so I would just prefer to use the juice. Yeah, they're dermals. I've had them 15 years, so yeah, they're dermals. They don't come out, they're stuck. I don't talk about religion on here, but thanks for the question. Okay, and then we have the cilantro. So I'm going to throw the cilantro in there last before I start adding the other ingredients. But again, I still do want these to cook down a little bit more. I use this instead so I can get them really stirred up. So we're allowing the peppers to cook down now. We got that bouillon cube in there, so they're turning nice and red, which is a good thing. Today, I was so sleepy today, you guys. Like, I just could not find the energy to really want to do anything. And so, I was proud of myself to get through my laundry because I had no motivation. Like, today, I just had absolutely no motivation to want to do anything. So, just getting the laundry done for me today is an accomplishment. So, I feel good about myself for that. Monday, everybody goes back to work and back to school, so we need to make sure we got clean clothes to go with it. Okay. So this is what the peppers are looking like right now. I'm going to now drop the cilantro in there. Just put all that cilantro that's on the plate. I'm going to drop it in there and allow that to cook down with it as well. And then, as far as leftovers, I have this chicken. This is some fajita chicken that I made. So I have this chicken that I'm going to use for the soup. And then I have this rice. This is like lime flavored rice. But I have this rice as well. So those are going to be the things that I'm going to put in there. Plus I have a can of black beans. I'm going to use a can of black beans. Well, hopefully you can get a job or something. I don't know. Best of luck to you. And then I'm going to use these tomatoes as well. They're the diced tomatoes, so I'm going to use the diced tomatoes as well. So those are the two things in the can that I'm going to use once this stuff cooks down. This is a really easy, when you have the leftovers already, you have leftover rice and leftover chicken. It's such a quick and easy meal to serve. And, you know, you could serve it in big portions, little portions. There's only 3 of us here, so that's why I chose a pot around this side. My pot's all burnt up because my pots are beautiful. My pink ones were so great until I moved into this house with the with the gas and not the electric, and now I just steady keep burning my pans. It's driving me crazy. So now that that's cooked in, let's then go in with the chicken. We're gonna go in. I'm not gonna use all of this chicken, but we're gonna go ahead and dump some of that chicken in there. And again, like I said, that chicken was coming from these leftovers from some fajitas that we had. So put some chicken in there. And then we're gonna stir it up. Get it in there with the veggies. And I have a little bit of corn, so I think I'm gonna use, because I literally just have a little bit, so I think I'm gonna put the corn in there as well. But we'll see about that. Okay, so now we'll put the rice in there. Again, this is a lime flavored rice that I had made with our dinner the other night. So now we're repurposing it for this soup. Put some rice in there. Okay, so we got the rice. Put that to the side. We put the chicken to the side. We got black beans. So then we're going to go ahead and dump some black beans. And I'm not going to use the whole can, again, because I'm not making a big humongous pot, but I'm going to use probably half of the can. So now we put the beans in there. See if we can give that a flip. It'll get nice and stirred up. I'm going to flip it. And with the gas stove, I do have it at 4. I'm going to turn it down to 3 while I'm adding this stuff, just to kind of keep it at a consistent heat level. So as I'm mixing the stuff, we're going to keep it at a 3. And so we got all of that stuff put in the pot. Here's what it looks like now, if you can see it. And tomatoes. I'm going to put some of these, I'm not even going to use the whole can of these either. It's the diced tomatoes. These ones don't have any additional flavor or anything like that. But we're going to put some diced tomatoes in there. I use about a half a can. And then, again, we're going to stir one more time. You don't really stir it. You kind of flip it. Like, you don't want to stir it to make it mushy, so you kind of grab it from the bottom and you just flip the ingredients in. And so we're doing that right now as we speak. I'm trying not to make a mess on my stovetop because it's a pain in the butt to clean. And like I said, I do have a little bit of corn, a little bit of frozen corn, so I'm going to add a little bit of that as well. My son doesn't really like corn, so I'm not going to stress out on it too much. But I'll put about that much in there. And then we're going to take chicken broth. I use the Great Value because I don't see no difference in the name brand. So we're going to dump some of that in there. Yes, babe. Get your other corn. What do you mean? No. Okay. Okay. So I just put the chicken broth in there. And so, again, I'm going to put these in the air fryer to toast these so you can throw them on top as a garnish. And I also have avocados to put on top as a garnish as well. That's what we prefer to garnish ours with. And I'll throw a little cheese. There's no cheese involved right now while you're making it, but when you're serving it, you could throw a little cheese on top if you want to. Okay, so we got that. And then This is the last thing I'm going to add before I just let it boil a little while. So I like this Taco Bell one. It's the mild seasoning sauce. So I'm going to throw a little bit of that seasoning sauce in there. Not much, but I'm just going to put a little bit. Yep. This will last me like 5 uses for different things because I don't use this taco seasoning very often. There we go. Again, we want to flip it. You don't want to stir it. You want to flip. That way your beans and stuff don't get mushy. You want to flip it and flip it and flip it. So that's what we're doing now as we're mixing everything together. I'm going to put the lid on. Let me see if I can show you. I just dropped some stuff down there. I got to clean. But that, hold on, can you see? I'm not allow you to see. Let me see if I can just turn this around. That's what it's looking like right now. So I'm going to let this simmer for probably about 20 minutes to make sure everything gets all nice and flavored and all of that. And while we're waiting for it to simmer, then I am going to put these tortillas, I'm going to put them on a piece of foil, and then I'm going to put them in the air fryer. And then after I get these in the air fryer, then I'm going to clean up the little things that I spilled. It's always good to clean as you go along. That way you don't have a big mess to clean up at the end. So I'm highly in favor of cleaning up as you are cooking your food. Like getting the dishes done, that you're dirty and all of that. That way there's a lot less cleanup. Once you're tired and full and all of that, you don't have to go back and try to clean anything up. So I'm gonna have to cook 2 rounds of these. My air fryer is kind of small, but that'll be okay. You got plenty of time. Put them in there. Turn them on. Air fry. So then I'll cook the rest after those ones are done. And so now it's sizzling in the pot. And I'm from Arkansas. I am from Arkansas. That was good. But yeah, so I'm from Arkansas. And originally I'm actually from California, but I'm now an Arkansas transplant. I live in Arkansas. I love it out here. I think it's a great state. It's peaceful for us out here. And this is actually where my husband grew up. So there's a lot of his family out this way. Stella, yeah, how you doing?
It smells good.
It smells good. That's that tortilla soup. About to be smashing. But yeah, so I got it on. I'll check back in with you guys in a little while after it simmers down a little bit more, and then I'll show you what my tortilla chips look like. Peace and blessings.